yesterday's battle, actually, the dancers were leaking when it came to taking their time. Actually, some of them, they were really great with the music, and also they're really great with the styles. You know how they present, and it was really nice to watch. But then there were some, I feel like they didn't take their time, to do really what they want to do. Actually, mostly when I see, maybe it's not just a problem for Slovakia, also not for the battle yesterday, it's a general problem. You have a thought in your head, like, okay, I want to present today this way or that way, and then the music drops, and you're like, okay, I have a mission, and then boom, the mission is gone because you're rushing too much. And yeah, I saw a lot of dancers rushing yesterday, not doing what they really want to do. And on the other side, there were some, they were not rushing, and they were really on point, and I think that's why also they made it more far in the competition. So yeah, for all who didn't make it, I think it's the rush, like being nervous and not using this energy, to keep calm and doing something great, Yeah, I think that's the most problem. Really specific yesterday was, and that was really, really nice to see, it's the background of the dance. You can see that in Slovakia, or also people in the neighborhood around Slovakia who entered in the battle, like they have a history when it comes to hip-hop dance, and you can feel it and you can see it with the way they freestyle, the way they build their rounds. It was really nice to see that you have experienced dancers, not just dancers who following a certain trend at the moment, because the game, everybody wanna be like, we have heroes, there are some people who always lead and people who always follow, and yesterday I had the feeling like there are a lot of dancers who have their own history, their own kind of mentality, their own way how to dance and do certain things, and that's what I really, really like. This was really, for me, this is the most specific aspect, from yesterday, what I remember. Judging, for me, system is a good word, but I'm not sure if it's the correct word. I have different points and different aspects, and also I try to see the whole frame of it, when I judge. But it's always hard for everybody, I think, and it's always really important to really go deep in it and watch the details, and bring all these different elements and aspects together in your decision, So actually, there are a lot of different points that I'm watching on, For example, the musicality, then the amount that you put in, like the weight that you put in the battle, like there are things which are authentic and original, and there are things that are maybe not so authentic but they're fresh, and both of it has a weight, both of it has there's work in it, and then you have to measure and realize, okay, what is what, how this feels, this is fresh, this is new, maybe not so connected to the history but still good, and then you have this authenticity, like which with heavy movements and history, but you have to bring it in the balance kind of, and then you have to make a fair decision at the end. What I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to judge really fair, based on these elements and these aspects, and at the end of the day, mostly it's easy when you just think about hip hop. There's not so many. I mean, like the aspects they're good to have a clue and to have a structure and a system. But at the end of the day, it's hip hop that's talking in the moment. It's the street. So it's one-on-one, and both have something to put on the table, and sometimes this can lie, even if you have all the aspects in the word, it's the street, and it's the feeling, it's the spirit that you see also in these moments, and this also really counts. And when somebody got it, then he got it, and there's there's no way you can go against this guy, you know, and somebody don't have it, or like, you know, it's shifting, or both have it. When both have it, then it's hard, you know, then you have to find the details, the music, you know, did he really listen, you know, like, was he creative, you know, did he put some, I don't know, he was freestyling, or he put some sets, whatever, you know, like a lot of different aspects, and then you collect all of them, you know, like in the whole frame, and then you make your decision, you know. This is how I judge, and yeah, like I said, it's a hard thing, but at the end of the day, you know, you see the spirit, and you know what's hip hop. Everybody knows. So for me, like personally, for me, like when I start with Slovakia, it's like I said at the beginning already, Slovakia, I feel like they really focus about the history. You know, they have their own history in dance, kind of. You know, like there was a beginning when they started. Of course, you know, we all get inspired, you know, by Americans, but at the end of the day, it's a process, and they're doing their thing. You know, like German dances too. I think the main difference between Slovakian and German is like Germans always try to go hard, and they try to be very different. You know, like maybe it's the thing is like usually in Germany the dancers, they're not German actually. Mostly they're having a foreign background. You know, like me, I'm from West Africa, I'm Ghanaian, or like, you know, you have Turkish dancers. You have Asian dancers, you know, you have mixed cultures kind of, and when we were young, it was a little bit hard to get accepted, you know, by the community, you know, by German people themselves, and I think we also put this in dance, kind of, you know, this anger, you know, this aggression, and you know, being on point with who you are and what you are. So we bring something individual and own. That wasn't there before. This is how I feel about it. You know, maybe people say like, I'm not sure, but we also bring something that was not accepted at the beginning, kind of. You know, like I know some German dancers. People were like, okay, I'm not sure if this is really hip hop or it should be this way and that way, and we really put a stamp like we don't care. You know, you are who you are. And this is why hip hop is so big, and this is why for me it's so great, because you can be yourself and present and create something new, and you know, and you don't need to think about your color, you don't need to think about your origin and stuff like that. And I think when it comes to Slovakian and German are really on that side, you know, they're really on that path, and Slovakian dancers, they're a little different, but I don't have words for it, you know, but it's not the same, you know, it's a different way, you know, you guys dancing, yeah, but it's great also, and yeah, I don't have words, I need to study more. My dream team, for sure, like the first guy who came in my mind was Wichert. You know, like I will explain later, like why, and then the next would be IC from France, and then the last one, I think I would say Henry Link, because yeah, I will explain why, because I think like he also did a lot for the scene. You know, he's one of the creator, you know, like one of the founders, and somebody who spread it really in the world. And it would be an honor for me to battle with him, you know, on the team, and to see him on fire, you know, like that would be great. Yeah, and I see also he proved a lot since years that he's like one of the best dancers in the world, and yeah, I respect that too. So I would definitely choose him. Yeah, and Wichert, of course, because we grew up together in the dance scene. You know, like he was very young when he started to dance. You know, I know him since day one, and he also made a crazy evolution. And yeah, I think this would be my dream team. There are 3 battles, and like where I feel like a lot of pressure. It was summer dance, circle underground, and just the book. Like those events, they have a high frequency. You know, there's a lot of pressure in there, and I cannot even tell you which was worst or like which one was the most. But I think those two. And it's hard to just the is hard to be on this big stage, and everything is so wide. You know, even the music, has a long way till it hits you. You know, and. For the other battles, summer dance is so tight, it's so small, it's really tight, it's the opposite, it's like just to go so wide, it's stressing, but summer dance is just too tight, Sometimes you feel like you can't breathe, and I saw dancers, like collabing, on the floor and stuff like that, and being like, okay, I gotta go out. Like Circle Underground also, same vibe, it's really tight, there's a lot of pressure, it's 3 versus 3, it's a good amount of people, it's really dope. So those 3 levels. Actually, to be honest, you need both, you need both sides. The plate always has 2 sides, always, and life cannot be just positive, and life is also not only negative. So you have to have a balance, and anytime I criticize somebody, or anytime I give a feedback, there's positive and negative in it. It's like everybody has strength, and everybody has some things that you might say, yeah, I'm good in it, And this is your power, this is your force, and you need like also feedback to improve this, because your power is like your motivation, kind of, right? When you have a force, when you have a power, you're more motivated to keep going. So you need to know how to be even better, even if it's positive. So this is why I always give positive feedback. But at the end of the day, our the negative side, or our weaknesses, also give us a lot of strength and help, because this is also reducing the power kind of that we have. So for me, it's as a human and as a teacher, it's really important also to face the negativity, to face the negative aspects in your dance, to be kind of real, like you always say, yeah, you gotta be real, but what is real? But real is for me if you face also the negative side in you, your weaknesses. Like I don't like wannabes, and I don't like dream dancers. They think they're good in everything, and they think they're able to manage a lot of things. But at the end of the day, everybody has weaknesses, and the most criticized you are for yourself, the better you can push it at the end. And this is really important for me. So both negative and positive. It's an African dish. The name is akuma. It's a green sauce with potato and shrimps and fish. We have different fish oil sauce. Yeah, I would go for that. Easy going, no problem. I can eat this for like 10 years every day. If I would be not dancing, if I wouldn't be a dancer, I think I would stay in my regular job. I'm an electrician, and this is what I would do actually. I think I would go back to university and study, more like to be more deep in electrician than I was. Yeah, maybe I would open an electrician company or something like that. I don't know. I think I would do this mainly. But now that I'm also dancing for quite a long time, I'm also doing different things now, not only dancing. For example, I just opened a dance school, like last year in November. So this is something I do next to, being on the road and next to practicing. And I like to do projects also, like artist directing, like theater projects and stuff like that. So yeah, music production, creating. Just being creative, anything that that you can combine with dance and being creative, I really like. So yeah, this is what I'm actually doing now, and maybe I would do it even if I won't dance. Legs. Vegetables. Boom.
Alright, that's it.
Alright.